Spoiler alert, Jason and Lucia will be committing Grand Theft Auto in Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm sorry to break the news. But what's up everyone, welcome back to another GTA 6 video. My name is Saints Fan and today I wanted to talk about spoilers. Because even though we're a year-ish out from the game releasing, apparently there are some pretty major spoilers out there on the internet. Now hopefully you haven't seen them just yet, but in today's video I wanted to go over how to best avoid these spoilers, as well as I'm going to share an interesting story about a previous Rockstar game that actually had its story leaked like 5 to 6 years before the game even released. So definitely stay tuned for that because that's a crazy little story. But let's go ahead and hop in. This was actually the tweet I saw, and I did not want to dive any deeper into this because, of course, like you guys, I don't want to have this game spoiled for me. But this particular Twitter user said, just FYI, some people in the community know GTA 6 spoilers. I've known this for a while. Let's hope they don't leak it. And then he also said, if you're reading this, please, for the sake of everybody, keep them to yourself. We've waited a decade for this. Don't ruin it. And side note, from what I personally have heard from some rumblings behind the scenes, this is kind of true. I actually have seen a couple of little minor things leak, nothing crazy. So there are leaks that people know about, whether they're major or not. Obviously, I don't want to know, and I'm not going to look into it. And I hope you guys don't either, unless you really don't care about the game for some reason. But as we'll find out, it isn't impossible that major story beats leak this early. With that being said, though, I just wanted to talk quickly about how best to avoid leaks. And it's kind of just common sense stuff, but just be aware of what you're looking at on social media. Like if you're on any sort of gaming topic, there's a chance if you read the comments or something, you know, if something's out there, you could get the game or you could get a little story part leaked. I would say for the majority of people though, maybe wait about a month-ish, a couple of weeks before the game actually officially comes out, before you start doing this sort of stuff. But things like not going on Twitter. Twitter's going to be one of the bigger places where things get leaked because apparently it's just kind of what that is now. Twitter's kind of lawless. I doubt any major leaks will get deleted on there, so definitely stay off of Twitter. In those weeks leading up to the game launch, I would definitely not read any social media comments. Like don't scroll down on a Twitter post, don't read YouTube comments, especially if it's on like a GTA 6 trailer or something. Don't go reading TikTok comments, Instagram comments. Like just stay away from where people can comment because that's usually one of the biggest parts. I've always seen people like, oh, I was watching a YouTube video and I scrolled down and I saw the leak. Don't read the comments until you've played the game and know everything what happens. Also, if you follow any like meme accounts, more than likely they might do something crazy where they leak something. So maybe unfollow them for that time period or just don't look at them. But yeah, again, pretty simple, common sense sort of stuff. Just be aware of what you're looking at on the internet. It wouldn't be crazy if you just go on a little social media cleanse for a month or so, couple weeks or so, if you really want to be safe. And I'm sure some people out there are probably wondering, well, what spoilers are actually going to happen before launch? Obviously, after launch, everyone's got the game. So yeah, spoilers can come out, but before launch, like why should you be aware and be a little bit concerned of getting spoiled? I think for a number of reasons. Number one, people get the game early. Whether it's official or unofficial, people will be getting the game early. People with review copies, if Rockstar go ahead and do that. If they send them out to content creators, obviously they'll get them early. Unofficially though, people at like GameStop, whatever, could just take a copy from the box. I know it's illegal, but they can do that. They've done that with games in the past. And GTA 6 being the biggest game of all time, the game will be leaked early and people will be getting the game early. So that's why I say maybe a week or so before the game launches, that's when you really have to be concerned. Now, as far as people who are waiting for PC, good luck, man. Look, I don't know what to do if you're on PC. Unless you go live like a monk in the mountains somewhere for a year or two, good luck. That's all I can say. Because again, this is the biggest game of all time. It will be getting talked about everywhere. So after the game releases, there are going to be spoilers everywhere. So I genuinely don't know how people are going to plan to not get spoiled if they're waiting for the PC release. It might just be better to watch a playthrough or something of the game. Now, for the most part, everything I mentioned, I would put into play about a week or so, maybe 2-3 weeks before the game launches. But what happens if something leaks like now or in the next couple of weeks, like a year before the game launches? And if you think that's a crazy question to ask, I wanted to take a look at this story. RDR2 was leaked 4 full years before the game released. The game released in October of 2018, I believe. We're going to be taking a look at this post here. The first leak was back in 2014. So it's not crazy to think that something big GTA 6 related might leak in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, a year before the game releases. So back in 2014, this is kind of a recap of all the posts, but there was this Reddit user called Red Dead Insider. Like the name, it says it in the name. And we'll start at the bottom. This is like back in 2013. They posted on Reddit. They are working on another Red Dead game, have been for at least a year. In 2014, in January of 2014, they actually mentioned that GTA 5 will be on next gen. Of course there will be. This was before that was even announced. He also says that there's going to be a new Red Dead game, and that he says James Marston, but I'm assuming he means John Marston was going to be in it. So he assumes it's a prequel. So 4 years before the game even released, this guy leaked that the game was going to have John Marston in it, and it was going to be a prequel. Both of those are true. Now, of course, at the time, a lot of people really didn't take this guy seriously. There's not many people looking at this sort of stuff, but it just goes to show that anything on the internet, as crazy as stuff could sound, it could end up being true. So again, I just want to reiterate, you got to be a little careful when you're reading certain things on the internet. But it continues and it gets kind of crazier. Also in 2014, he mentions that they were working on a GTA 5 DLC. Of course, that got cut. But he also gives detail on RDR2 in this little paragraph. Marston is in your posse, so is Jack and Abigail, which is true. It starts out in the mountains, takes you to a bunch of plains and cliffs, then to an island and back. Like, that's literally what happens. And he was saying this in 2014. The whole game and game system revolves around your gang. Basically, the story is running from the coppers the whole time, moving your gang to new hideouts. Again, how crazy is that in 2014, 2 years before the game even was announced, 4 years before the game launched, this guy was telling us what the heck was happening in the story. And I will just say, it's not like super spoilery, any of this sort of stuff. This is kind of just a general outline of like how the game goes and all that. So if something like this leaks for GTA 6, it wouldn't be too bad. And I'm just reading this for the first time with you guys, but this one's crazy too. Also in 2014, he stated that GTA 5's DLC, they've been working on it, and they plan to release maps from older GTA games. So of course that never happened. It was rumored way back in the day that Liberty City's map was going to be coming to GTA 5, but I guess that got cut. That would have been so cool. There was also, and this is true, we know this from deleted files and everything, if you didn't believe this guy for some reason, but there was going to be a DLC with Trevor as a secret agent. Of course that never happened, which would have been awesome. And as far as a little backstory on who this Red Dead Insider was, in 2015, says he spent 6 years in the industry, had friends all over. He said that it's interesting to hear, so when it's revealed, a few Reddit users can say, oh, that's what that one guy said. And I mean, that's what ended up happening. Again, in 2015, he says his info was from conversations he had with people at Rockstar. He also revealed more about RDR2. He says, you know, the main character's name is Arthur and you form a posse of outlaws. Again, in 2015, more information on RDR2. The story spans 4 or 5 areas, all very different from each other. There's a winter zone, cliff zone, an island, Beecher's Hope, which is obviously John Marston's ranch at the end of the last game, RDR1 he's referencing. Again, in May of 2015, more RDR2 information from this guy came out. Stuff that he kind of already mentioned. You play as Arthur, you're a gang leader. The gang heavily centers on your posse. You recruit people for your posse, including Lil Jack, James, or John Marston, Abigail. When you go on missions, you choose who you want to take with you, sort of like Mass Effect. You move your camp of outlaws around to progress the main story. And then I think that was actually the last thing he mentioned before he deleted his account. But I wanted to bring this up because it's just crazy how this guy, and by the way, these were not big posts. This guy was just posting here. There wasn't too many people that looked into this. And he flat out gave us basically what the story, the outline of the story was going to be for RDR2. So when it comes to GTA 6, I know there's been so many different leaks out there of, hey, I'm a Rockstar insider and I know this stuff. And most of them are fake, and you can tell they're not true, or it's too detailed or specific to be an actual leak. But like, there is a chance some of those, quote unquote leaks you read out there could end up being true. So that's another reason why even now you still have to be a bit aware of what you're looking at and reading on the internet. Now, as far as that sort of stuff, if any major things happen, I mean, I'm always following GTA 6 news, so I'll probably see it, unfortunately, and I'll make a video to let you guys know not to look and to be aware of it, kind of like this video. So definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. But of course, yeah, if anything major leaks, I will make a video to let you guys know to be aware of it and to just not go on the internet forever, I guess, until you play GTA 6. But that is what's happening at the moment. There are apparently some story spoilers out there. I don't know if there are any major ones, but I do know actual people that have some stuff leaked because they do have connections at Rockstar, and some developers naturally are going to tell them. Hopefully some of those people, though, don't end up leaking the stuff, but it is something we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it is GTA 6. It's the biggest game at the end of the day. People are going to be chasing clout, so who knows what's going to happen over the next year and a half or so. But that is going to do it for today's GTA 6 video. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more GTA 6 content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.